everyone! Today I'll be talking about my favorite game, which is Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. Da 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 da. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. This game was released on the GameCube in, I think, 2002. Clearly, I'm looking at my laptop on my, lacking research, so to speak. It's the second game in the Paper Mario series, though, so at least I have that. And it follows Mario on this journey to collect 7 crystal stars to open the Thousand-Year Door. And the reason why this is my all-time favorite game, really, all-time favorite game, and definitely my favorite Mario game. It's got such a rich story, it's got such an amazing world for you to explore, and it's because of the paper aspect of it, they've really gone above and beyond in terms of design. I love the paper aesthetics. I love it when there's a boat coming out and you just see like the paper like spread out. I love like the origami effects that Mario can turn into because he's paper. I love all of it. I thought it was fantastic design, like art design for the game. So for the Thousand-Year Door, the game is kind of structured into chapters. Each chapter means Mario looking for 1 star. There is also a prologue chapter, which is kind of like the tutorial section of the game, and also kind of an epilogue that just kind of wraps everything up together in terms of the story. Just great. And whenever a chapter begins, you kind of explore this new world, and they really like went out in terms of making each chapter's location different. There is like an MMA style pit where Mario, in order to get a star, has to fight through the ranks and become the champion. There is kind of like emo town, which they call Twilight Town, and there's an island dungeon, which is always great. And each little region that makes up this Mario world is distinct in its own aspect, and you remember the star as representative of that journey, which I think is really cool. But the thing about this structure, though, is that they try to contain whatever's happening in this chapter within the location, and that could kind of make it meh, especially if the location itself isn't as big as, say, another location from another chapter. The island chapter, for example, had more to explore than, say, the town full of emo pigs. Yes, there is a chapter full of emo pigs. You should look that up. But they also restrict Mario's like how do I say, boundaries in terms of traveling. Like you kind of almost don't leave the location that the chapter has started in, either because you can't or because there's really no reason to. And in instances where you can't, I feel like I get kind of stuck, and what they do is their workaround is just really to make you like shuttle back and forth, like parts of the location, and I'm not so much of a fan of that. It is also not the most intuitive game. It's pretty detail orientated. So if you are detail orientated like I am, I love it because you really have to pay attention to all these little things in the game in order to progress or to learn or to like get a special item and stuff like that. And you will also love the callbacks that he has, because in the game, like when he teaches you something, say in chapter 1, it could come back in a similar but different way in chapter 5, where you'll be like, oh, like this is kind of like in chapter 1 where I had to like use a certain partner to get to this part of town, or like higher up, and I gotta like kind of do that again, but on a different level, something like that, and I love the continuity in terms of that. I love the callbacks, I love the details, but it might not be that might not be the case for a lot of people. Like if you just kind of want a game where you just kind of like space out a little bit and move on, and yeah, then you gotta have to pay attention to this game and have like a memory to play. My partner has played it, and they're not the most detail oriented or you know, pays a lot of attention, and that comes back to bite you if you don't, because then you'll be like in a part where you're like, oh my god, I'm stuck and I don't want to look up, you know, a tutorial or like tips online, but I have to because otherwise I won't know how to progress. And then you read it and you're like, holy shit, because it's totally been done before. Either that or you like forget completely and you're just like, oh, like, how am I supposed to know that? Like, I don't know, like, I don't know, they didn't teach me previously. And they're like, they totally did, you just don't remember, you numbnut. But yeah, so that's one aspect of the game. I don't think this is a difficult game though. Like, if you just pay attention and kind of read, it's good. I also want to take this opportunity to add that they try to give each character a different voice, but not like a verbal voice in terms of like writing, because and that's really like unique to each character. Like, they kind of have their own vocabulary and like little quirks that they incorporate into their speaking style, which I think is really great and really adds to the story world, which, like I said, it's the story. Some might argue though that the plot that I love so much is kind of predictable. There's a bad guy, Mario saves Peach, obviously Mario succeeds. There's a dungeon, let's solve the dungeon, whoop-de-doo. But I beg to differ, because I think this game actually tries when it comes to giving a plot twist, or actually try to surprise the player. There will be parts of the game when you play where you go like, oh damn, I did not see that coming. Or you can be like, I kind of thought this was where it was going, but that didn't exactly happen. There was actually collaboration with bosses after you fight them, or like so-called like collaboration with the bad guy, so to speak, or the person that you the character that you really dislike, the NPC character, I mean, that you really dislike turns out to be the good guy. Like, ooh, you know, like, I think what this game is trying to teach you is don't judge a book by its cover, and, you know, don't jump to conclusions, and also, you know, don't be so presumptuous when it comes to things. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are all the same points, but I'm just gonna really hammer it in. Like I said, I really like this game, and it's my favorite Mario game. I'm not even gonna go into Secret Star and Color Splash as Paper Mario games. To this day, I don't understand why Nintendo has not decided to adapt Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door for either the Switch or the DS, because they've spent so much work on it in terms of the writing and the characters and the paper aesthetic design. I'm just like, why would you take all of that and kind of flush it down the drain and really sully the Paper Mario legacy with Color Splash and Secret Star? Like, you know, if you could do a reboot, you could like do Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, and take all the aspects of the game that's great and, you know, expand on it, have locations that don't require you to shuttle back and forth so much, put a little bit more thought and just expand the space, give us more things to look at, you know, like, why not? I'm really salty about that. So, like, even though Mario is the protagonist in this game, he can progress without all these strong female characters in his allies, such as Gumbella, who is a walking encyclopedia, Flurry, who is this, you know, more esteemed older lady who kind of, you know, tells him like, you know, it's important for her to work out things with the peonies that she lived with before she moves on to the other aspect of her life. There's Vivian and there's Miss Mouse, and then the final boss, spoiler alert, is actually a woman, and I love that. I don't feel like in that generation of games this was very prominent. So like I said, my favorite character is Vivian, and in the Japanese game she's a transgender character. Honestly, name one other transgender character in a video game that you can think of just off the top of your head. And this game came out in 2003. Now, I don't know if it was intended for representation or whatever, but I thought it was really great that they even thought of it and just kind of casually threw it in without really harping on it or making like a big deal. Everyone in the Mario world loves Vivian for who she is, and she learns to be more confident and believe in herself and not take shit. And there's like a little story arc for all of the little characters, and I really like it. So yeah, I really like Paper Mario, so obviously I don't think it sucks. There are two aspects about it that I don't like, which is the structure of the game that limits you to the location of the chapter and how you can't really leave if the game makes you stay within the chapter. Like I didn't like the shuttling back and forth, but really other than that, I love it. So does it suck? No. Should you play it? Yeah. Alright, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and don't suck.